The winner of Saturday night potentially being in with Frank to face Canelo at the end of his year. This was all before the Bivol fight. Is that still a possibility at all?
I think you go straight into the Bivol fight. I mean, look, if Canelo Alvarez, who we will announce his next move probably next week, really has two options here. He can rematch Dimitri Bivol, which I know is the one that he wants to do, or he could go back into the big trilogy against Triple G and then fight Dimitri Bivol. So he's in a great position. If he chooses to fight Gennady Golovkin, then Dimitri Bivol will defend his world championships around the same time. The winner of Saturday is prime candidate for that defence, especially obviously being with Matchroom. So I think that the fight, although the Canelo fight for the winner on Saturday is not really there anymore, the fight with Dimitri Bivol is. And right now, he's arguably the best 175-pounder in the world. So
those are the words of Eddie Hearn in regards to Canelo Alvarez. A lot was said within that minute. We will know what Canelo's going to do, which is good. He said he'll play golf after the loss, like he's not taking it too bad. He had a pretty interesting post-press conference after the fight. And I noticed Eddie explained, well, if he decides to fight Gennady Golovkin, he will then, Bivol will be, of course, defending his title. Well, let me counterpunch. If he doesn't fight Bivol right away, and he decides to fight Gennady Golovkin as scheduled, as if he won and beat Bivol, I think that he shouldn't be awarded the fight anyway unless Bivol wants to fight him at 168. The simple reason is because, let's say the winner out of Joe Smith and Beterbiev want to unify. Meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez opts to fight Gennady Golovkin for the third time, with, for one, nothing to gain. For two, that's just a fight that was obligated by DAZN. What that means is, people, Canelo Alvarez could disrupt a unification. Okay? And why would a guy that lost because of his star power be the reason for an undisputed fight or a unification fight not happening? I don't think it's right. I think if he doesn't fight Bivol right away, I think Bivol should have a option to fight him or not, because you didn't fight him right away. That's how that works. Now, Bivol could fight him at 168, which would make sense because then Canelo is the undisputed champion at 168. I get that. But for him, wanting Bivol to wait on what he decides to do, sure, he's a cash cow, sure, he's the A side. I just don't think that's fair. And I know a lot of times boxing is not fair. So before we go there, bars, it's really not fair, I think. But I do think if Canelo Alvarez fights Triple G and Bivol, Bivol should be able to take any fight that he pleases. He should then fight Beterbiev, or if Beterbiev beats Joe Smith, fights the winner out of those two guys, and be able to do what he needs to do at 175. See, Bivol is the champion at 175. Okay, make no mistake about it. He is the champion there. He defended his belt against Canelo. Canelo had all these types of assurances and perks. But since he lost, he shouldn't be able to have those still, okay, especially in a different weight class. It would be different if this was 168, but it's not, okay? Canelo Alvarez should defend his title at 168 against Gennady Golovkin, have Golovkin come up to 168. Bivol then unify with the winner of Joe Smith and Artur Beterbiev. And then we can decide what happens if they decide to fight each other. Okay, because we still don't know what Canelo Alvarez is going to do. We don't. But this just sounds like a clog. This is like a clog in the drain. Okay, it's a clog in the drain because Canelo Alvarez, if he fights Gennady Golovkin, a fight that people really don't want to see. You know what I mean? If anything, it will give Golovkin confidence being at age 40 to fight someone like Canelo, but that's a totally different fight. Golovkin's not as big as Bivol. He's not he's not as I'm not going to say quick, but he's not as young, he's not as fresh. Bivol hasn't really taken any punishment in the sport. Gennady Golovkin, on the other hand, he has. I feel he's taken a lot of punches. I mean, tough as he is, he's taken a lot of punches, probably a lot of unnecessary punches. But I don't think guys like Dominique Wade, could hurt him. But I still think Golovkin would be a resistance as long as it lasts, but I don't really see him winning that fight anyway. And then I don't really see anything really happening at that weight class, But that being said, we have Canelo Alvarez, and we'll see what he will do next week. So stay tuned, and we will see what Canelo Alvarez intends to do. You guys tell me what you think of Eddie Hearn's statements. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.